Now, if you've been on this channel before, you know I am a big fan of SmallRig products, so it's no surprise that I've got another one here for you today that I'm talking about. This is a rotating side handle for your camera setup that has a NATO attachment. I picked it up about a month ago, bought it myself with my own money, and it's just brilliant. It does the job exactly how I wish it to do. And I think it's definitely something worth considering if you're looking at getting a side handle for your camera rig. So about a month ago, we picked up a new red Komodo X, which is very exciting. You can see it back here. In fact, I'll grab it right now. And it's been fun to use. I'll definitely be doing plenty of videos talking about why we purchased this camera and how we use it. But I needed a side handle, and I considered expensive options like the outrigger handle from Red, but I was a bit concerned about it being a fixed position and the effort of taking it on and off. I knew that we'd be running around a lot, so I needed something that I could pack the camera down easily and build it back up again. I got the NATO rails for the Red, so these are the bright tangerine NATO rails. So I thought something with NATO would be good to consider, hence why I ended up picking up one of these. Now, this side handle is part of their new HawkLock system, and there's a few unique things about that that you should be aware of and how it slightly differs from your sort of standard NATO rail setup. The first off is the fact that it's got these little teeth that kind of hold it in place, and actually the mounting point that it comes with is the same as well. So it's a standard NATO rail, but it's got these little teeth and grooves that go into so you can make sure it grips in place. So it's a very simple, quick way of attaching it on and off, which is very nice indeed, because you can get it on there really quickly and then you're away and ready to go just like that. The negative with it though is if you attach it to a standard NATO rail like the ones I've got here, it will go on and it does lock, but you are just using the grip in place, and it grips fairly well, but it definitely doesn't fill you with as much confidence as if you are using the NATO rail that comes with it. So I do recommend that actually you use it with that one if you decide to pick one of these up. Now, what's quite cool, as you saw there, you can attach it to either side. You know, it isn't just a left or a right handle. So here you go on the left-hand side of the camera, which is nice to see. Initially, I had it on the right-hand side, so I thought that that's where I would want to use it. But actually, after using the camera a bit, I realized that I wanted to be able to hit the record button and control the lens using my right hand, and actually I preferred this being on the left hand side. Now, this is the real USP of this handle compared to the other options out there, and that is the little button on the inside which allows you to adjust it to any angle you wish. To me, that is an absolute game changer. That makes such a big difference when using a camera. It means you can get it in a really comfortable position, so you've got a really nice grip on the camera as you are shooting, and you can spread the weight correctly. I hate it with certain cameras like the Canon C70 with their large side handle but in a fixed position, and I find that really quite frustrating to use because sometimes you just want to be able to adjust the angle, especially if you're using a camera that doesn't have a viewfinder like a mirrorless camera. That's not the case with this though. This just allows you to adjust it any way you wish, and it really is quite solid. If you put it in different positions, it locks in that position and you can feel confident and more than happy to sort of spread the weight over it. Many times I was just holding it just by the handle and I didn't have any fear about the setup falling apart. It does have its HawkLock NATO rail thing going on the top of the handle as well, so you can attach other accessories from their system. Any NATO rail probably would attach onto there and it would grip and it's fine, but obviously it's got those grooves in there designed to actually work with their system and lock in securely as well. So I probably would recommend, if you're going to go down this route, just buy all the HawkLock system, especially if you're using a mirrorless camera, because they actually have got cages designed all around this new system as well. So it probably makes more sense to do that than just buying one piece at a time. But that isn't the case here that I've done for my setup, because I already had the bright tangerine for the red Komodo. The handle also has a cold shoe on top, handy if you want to put, say, your wireless mics on, and integrated into the bottom is an Allen key, which is just always really handy to have. It's nice that they include that built into the handle, just in case you need to tighten anything up. Although I feel with this, you probably won't really need to tighten anything up. That's probably more useful for other accessories that you might be working with. In terms of alternative options to one of these, well, there's loads of options out there. SmallRig obviously make plenty of different side handles. This is one of the more expensive ones that they make, but even then it's still only around £100 here in the UK. probably quite similar over in the US as well. So it's not really breaking the bank when compared to much more expensive options from other manufacturers. And it is so incredibly solid. It feels really well made. And to be honest, I'm not sure what you'd gain by spending much more on a side handle over this. This has got the functionality, it's got the build quality, and I just feel like it kind of covers off everything you'd expect from a decent piece of rigging for your camera setup. If you're a Komodo user, then I definitely recommend checking one of these out. As I say, I just love the adjustability on the side over some of the other options. But definitely if you're looking at a mirrorless camera setup as well, it's worth considering one of these along with the rest of their system. Hopefully SmallRig can actually send me the HawkLock system for one of the mirrorless cameras so I can test out the whole setup and see how well that all works. But I have to say, just based on this piece of equipment alone, I am very impressed indeed. And if you're impressed by this as well and you want to pick one of these up, then please make sure you use my affiliate link just down below, as it massively helps out the channel. And while you're there, make sure you also like and subscribe as well.